Okay everyone, I'm back. I was blabbing earlier that the case was 10.5 inches wide. Actually, I think Corsair's website indicated that it was 10 and something inches wide, but now that I'm measuring this case, it's not even close to 10.5 inches wide. See, when I measure this thing, it's more like 9.5 inches. See, 9.5 inches, you measure from there. Oops, sorry. Okay, I think I want you guys to believe that I was cheating you out by an inch there, but yep, that's where it ends. Just around 9.5 inches. So I gotta go back and see the specs on the Corsair website and make sure that what I'm measuring here is, I mean, it could be off. I mean, Corsair's information could be off, or maybe I'm not measuring the right thing, but you know, width is width, and that's how I'm measuring the width. Now let's measure the height on this bad boy. I'm trying to do the camera. The same thing in measuring the height, and you know, for good old sakes, let's just measure it from the bottom of the table to the top of the case, and we've got roughly 19.5. So that's probably close to the 20-inch measurement that was listed on their website. Now, why don't we measure the top just for giggles, right? Maybe the measurements were taken from the top because the 10.3 looks like it's pretty close to the measurements that was listed on their website. So maybe the measurements were taken from the top of the case and not the front of the case. Now that we've measured those points on the case, let's go ahead and measure the overall length of the case. And I've got my tip of the measuring tape over there, so I'm kind of holding this in place. I think I should shorten it up a little bit. That way I can add some more stability when I'm holding this across. Let's see. Come on, tape. Come on. So I'm holding it across, and that's where I have it. I take this real quick before I lose the measurements, and it looks like it's about 22.5 inches in length. Oh, get up there. So I hold it there, and I bring it back here real quick before the other side folds down, so it's about 22.5. Oh, thanks, Ian. There's my assistant. There's my son, Ian, again. He said that he was going to help me build this rig, so hopefully I can task him with some simple things to do, like maybe plug in some SATA programming cables. No programming, son. Yeah, no programming required. Okay, you can do that in your WizBots class. And what do you do? NXT? Is that what do you do to program your robots in your class?
NXTs, USB cables, and computers.
There you go.
And motors.
There you go. As an electrical engineer, future electrical engineer, double E. It's my son Ian. With probably a specialty in robotics. I'm hoping. I mean, he's on the technical side of things, and he loves to draw, so he might also become a mechanical engineer in the future. Oh, I'm not talking about you, but I think you will also become an engineer. We'll see. Okay, so here's the back of the case. Here's the back of the case. There's a standard, I believe it's a 120mm fan. I'm planning to replace that guy with an AF, I believe 120 Corsair. It's the one that has the plastic trim around the fan. That's mainly for aesthetics, and I think it'll give me a quieter result when that thing is working hard to expel the heat from the case. Let's see how many PCI slots does that have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought this thing had 8. Sorry. Okay, here's 8. Okay, so there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's plenty of expansion there. There's a hole for the power supply, which I'll be mounting. Can't wait to mount that guy pretty soon. You got 2 holes for water cooling. let's see, that is the there's the opening for the I/O ports on your motherboard. She'll have the decorative plate to go over that as soon as we have the motherboard in place. Here's the fan. Actually, here's the let me pop this open. This is actually still attached by tape. Good reason for that, because we don't want this to come out during shipment. But I believe you press back here somewhere. Let's see, there he goes. So if you press down and then lift up this cover, you'll have access to this guy. This is a 200mm fan that comes standard with this case. I've heard it's pretty noisy and it doesn't do a really good job of pushing the air out. So my plan is to replace this fan with this guy. The H100i liquid cooling system for my processor. So I'll mention about this a little bit maybe in another video, because this video is dedicated to the case. But anyways, that's going to give you a little bit of secret of what I'm planning to do with this case. Let's see, up there it is. So there's that, and I believe there's a filter for this guy. I don't see it, but maybe it's inside the case. I still haven't removed the contents inside the case. We'll get that in a minute. Once again, here are the controls, looking at the orientation properly from how you would normally see it. As I pointed out earlier, for USB 2.0, sorry, there's a jack for your microphone. There's another jack, microphone jack. Well, microphone, you talk into it, you know, speakers, you listen sound that's going in your headset. So I take it back. Okay, you can't talk into this thing, right? Because this is for speaker or headset. Sorry, headset. So you would plug in your headset jack here. It's 3.5mm standard jack, 3.5mm standard microphone. So any microphone will be plugged in here. Of course, everybody knows what this blue colored connector is. This is USB 3.0. There's only one on this case, but I think it's pretty efficient for what I want it to do. I primarily want to plug this into my external hard drives that are USB 3.0, and possibly any USB 3.0 sticks, USB sticks out there, thumb drives or USB sticks. This is FireWire, but I don't think I'll be implementing the functionality for this, because I don't know if I have FireWire on my motherboard. I don't think so. I did research on my motherboard. I didn't come across anything that said FireWire, but who knows? We'll probably find out. Let's go back to the front. Remove the tape here. I think there's a way to remove this too. I haven't read the instruction manual, but I'm pretty sure if you push that, you know, and it comes off, probably would do the same. Oh, yep, there it is. You do the same thing for this guy too. It actually has two push and lock buttons here. So if you put this guy back, actually, if you remove this, you'll have to push in the corners here and here, and this part comes out. There's a little bit of mesh here. Maybe this thing is the filter. I don't see the same material over here, so I'm gonna read up on why there's no mesh material there for filtering. But like I said, I haven't opened up the contents. What's inside the box? Here you have a 200mm fan. I think it's the same fan that's on top of the case. This is your intake fan. I'm planning to keep this fan in the system because this is the only fan that will provide LED lighting in my system, because the fans that I'm planning to put into the system, unfortunately, are not LED doesn't have the LED aesthetics when it's lit up. So this is probably the only thing that will be lit up in my system. If it's not enough light, I'm gonna have to add some more lighting effects. And once again, here's the case. Let me pop this guy open. I'll just let the video run. Actually, it's got two latches here. I'm recording with one hand on my camera, and one hand's opening that. But the ideal way to open this is to actually use both of your hands at the same time. And you can see this is the. Oh, thanks, assistant. My assistant there is busy playing video games, so he's sort of multitasking right now. Thanks, son. Okay, I got it from here. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so here's some of the accessories. I was gonna say tie wrap. It would be kind of stupid if it was tie wrap. Then you have to cut the thing. It's actually, temporary. It's got wire wrap here. So I'll do this when the consumer receives this. So there's some things inside the bag. You can see already. There's some black tie wraps there. Looks like some sort of standoffs. I'm not too sure about that. Oh, sorry, no, that's not a standoff. Those are keys. Those are keys. So another thing that I remember about this case is that there are keys that lock the system. The keyholes right over here. And what that does, say you're taking this case to a LAN party and you don't want anybody to get access to any of your components or any of the things inside your box, right? For your own protection and for the security of this case, it comes with a locking mechanism. So you'd be able to lock the case down right there. So, okay, going back to the inside of the case. Let's see what's in this box. Okay, I pointed out this bag has tie wraps. It has keys, and it's got some screws here for. I'm not sure what the screws for, but they look like what's it, for a fan? I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on that later. But let's see what's in this box. Aha! There's more drills. Oh, I see. I know what this is now. So, remember how I mentioned earlier that this side panel door comes in two flavors? It comes with the acrylic see-through glass, or it comes with a wired mesh. So if you're not too keen on the aesthetics of, you're not too worried about having to look inside the system, although everybody wants to show off their system, right? This is what you would use in place of the plexiglass or the see-through glass. You would use this wire mesh, and you would install your four, looks like 120 millimeter fans. So there are mounting holes, and looks like some rubber inserts there, probably to yeah, it's probably for anti-vibration or something. But you've got allowance for 1, 2, 3, and 4 120 millimeter fans. So if you decide to go that route, and you're not you don't really care about people looking inside your case, and you pretty much you only care about having to cool your system through air being pulled in through the side, then that's what you would use. But in my application, the fans that I selected for this system, I think, will be enough to push the air through and push and pull it out. So I wouldn't be using that. I would like to show off the inside of my system, so therefore I'm using the case, the panel with the clear-through window. And you can see they're all buttoned up by screws here. The screws, 3 screws there, 3 over here. Actually there's 3, 2, I can't count, 3, and then 2 over here. So all you do is just remove those screws and replace it whatever your heart's desire. You either replace it with this mesh, mount your fans, or just leave it as it is and use that for aesthetic purposes, so that you can show off the inside of your case. So as we go inside here, do a little bit more reviewing here. There is some access holes here for your wiring. This is to neatly route the cables through, give it that clean look. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, I thought this thing had 8, but I could be wrong. There's only 6, 3.5 bays here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of the standard 5 1/4s for optical drives, or maybe some of your hard drives. You go, well, no, not your hard drives. What am I talking about? Hard drives are not that big. Yeah, what I would just use that for optical drives. That would go in there, and here's the panels for your PCI peripherals. Go out to the outside world, and then the 2 holes for your liquid cooling needs. This is the standard fan that I'm planning to replace. Okay, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. I'm going to actually, I already did. I don't have to do it again. I don't know, you have to probably rewind this video all the way back to 8 minutes, and I did mention what I'll be using, what fan I'll be using for that side. So there's a logo. It says designed by Corsair. There's the plastic there. There's the fan. There's the filter for the power supply. There's some cables coming up from the front panel. Let's go on to the other side. See, there's the fan. Now let's go on to the other side. Pop that sucker open, and we'll see what's going on over here. Let's see. Handicap. I'm using one hand again. That's okay, son. I got this. So here's the other side of the case. I think this is openings for I think additional wires. I'll have to go back and see what that's used for. Totally forgot. It's been like 5 years since I built the system. But here's the other side of those access holes, for wire routing. And here's the cables coming up from the front panel. And you can see the 3.5 inch bays there. Zoom out so you guys can see what's going on over here. And yeah, there's my daughters right over there. If I zoom out, it actually looks like it's part of the picture. See, so if I keep zooming out, oh, there it is. See, it looks like it's part of the picture frame. That's part of the optical illusion of this video. Anyways, better stop screwing around. This video is kind of long-winded already. But anyways, the only thing that there's a total drawback about this case, and I'm pretty sure everybody's complaining, is that you see this USB 3.0 male plug. This guy is actually attached to your external 3.0 connector here. Now the question is, why was this done? I've been reading boards on the internet, and to my understanding, when this case was created, it was created at the time when motherboards did not have the support for onboard USB 3.0 headers. So I think at the time the only workaround for that was that it was pretty stupid. The only workaround for that was to take this cable, route it through one of your PCI slots there, and I'm going to zoom into this particular notch right there. The reason why there's a notch there is that it's a pass-through for the USB cable that is coming from the front of the panel. So like I said earlier, the motherboards that were created at the time this case was created had no support for onboard USB 3.0 header. So the workaround for that was to sort of take the back door method. So like I said, that USB 3.0 male was somehow routed across the case through this little notch here, and the only way you would support this poor little guy was to plug it in the back of your external USB 3.0 plugs. So that is the only drawback about this case. I have a workaround for that, but hopefully when I build the system, I'll show you what that workaround is. I guess that's it for the unboxing of the case. I actually did the unboxing and a review of the case itself. I do apologize, this video is very long, but I'm pretty sure it will be informative for everyone. Feel free to hit that fast forward button just to grab whatever information you need. Please leave a comment if you want. Let me know if I've left off anything for this review. I'd really appreciate it. This is my first review of the case, and I'm planning to put this on YouTube. Hopefully I can put this long video like this in YouTube.
And please subscribe.
And there you go, Ian. That's correct. Please subscribe to a channel that I don't have created yet, but hopefully I'll create a channel or some, I don't know, I gotta figure out what to do on YouTube so I can get this information out to people who are looking to buy this case. Okay, until next time,
Bye.
sayonara from a guy that's not a Japanese.